Welcome back to TypeSpec 101. I'm Mario Guerra, the TypeSpec product manager at Microsoft. In today's video, we're going to explore how to implement versioning in your REST API. Versioning allows you to manage changes to your API over time without breaking existing clients. We'll introduce some versioning decorators, we'll show how to define versions with enums, and we'll demonstrate how to specify version-specific models and operations. Before we can use the versioning decorators, we need to add the TypeSpec versioning library to our project. This involves updating the package.json file and installing the necessary dependencies. Let's start by updating our package.json file. Next, we'll install the new dependencies by running a tsp install command at our terminal. We also need to update our main TSP file to import and use the library we just installed. Now that we have the versioning library installed, let's talk about the versioned decorator. This decorator is used to define different versions of your API, allowing you to manage changes across these versions. Let's define two versions of our API, v1 and v2. In this example, we're importing and using the TypeSpec versioning module, which provides versioning support. The versioned decorator is used to define the versions supported by the API specified in the versions enum. Here we have two versions, v1, which is 1.0, and v2, which is 2.0. Once we start adding versions, the TypeSpec compiler will generate individual OpenAPI specifications for each version. This ensures backward compatibility and simplifies maintenance since you can manage each version separately. Here's what our file structure will look like after generating the OpenAPI specs for each version. As you can see, I now have two distinct specs, one for the 1.0 version of the service and one for the 2.0 version of the service. All of the changes that we add going forward will go under the 2.0 version of the service, leaving the 1.0 version intact. By encapsulating different versions of the API within the same TypeSpec project, we can manage all versions in a unified manner. This approach makes it easier to maintain consistency and apply updates uniformly. Next, let's talk about the added decorator. This decorator is used to indicate that a model or operation was added in a specific version of the API. This allows you to manage changes and additions to your API over time. Let's add a toy model to our spec that is only available in version 2 of the API. In this example, the toy model is defined with the added versions v2 decorator to indicate that it was added in version 2 of the API. Now let's define version-specific operations to manage toys for pets that will only be available in version 2 of the API. In this example, the toys namespace is defined under the pets namespace. The added versions v2 decorator is applied to the operations within the toys namespace to indicate that they were added in version 2 of the API. These operations include listing, creating, updating, and deleting toys for a specific pet, and they are only available in version 2 of the API. With the new toys namespace added under the pets namespace, the route URLs for the toy-related operations will look like this. These routes allow you to manage toys for specific pets, and they are only available in version 2 of the API. In this video, we focused on implementing versioning in your REST API using TypeSpec. By using the versioned and added decorators, we can manage changes to our API over time without breaking existing clients. This approach ensures backward compatibility, provides clear documentation, and simplifies maintenance. In the next video, we'll explore creating custom response models for your REST API.